Guys, we're talking about density function here, where we're going to have to find the mean, the variance, and then the standard deviation, okay? To the function that we have here, f of x equals to 6x times 1 minus x for the range 0 to 1, okay? And then what's the mean formula here? The mean formula equals to integral of 0 to 1 x times fx dx, and then the variance, which is the sigma squared, equals to the integral of 0 to 1 x minus mean squared times f of x dx, okay? And then the standard deviation, as we can see later on, is just the square root of the variance. So now let's go at it. So the mean here is going to give us 0 to 1. So we have x times what is fx? So fx, which is 6x times 1 minus x. So we can multiply, in this case here. So we're going to have 6x, 6 times 1, and then 6 times negative x is going to give us negative 6x squared. Okay? Then dx. Now that's what we have, so far. Now, because we have x outside the parentheses, we have to distribute, right? So we have to distribute in order to get 0 to 1 still. So x times 6x is going to give us 6x squared, and x times negative 6x squared is going to give us minus 6x to the third. And then again, this is dx. All right? So this is what we have. So now, because of this, what we have, now we have to find the integral. Okay? Can we do it? Yes, because these terms can be taken separate. Okay? So that we can work on them. So what would that give us? What's the, so the 6, we can carry the 6 out because that's a constant. And then x squared, what's the integral of x squared? Is x3 over 3. Simple as that. And then minus 6, again, we take this one also out. And then we have x to the 4th over 4. And do not forget 0 to 1. Okay? So now we go inside to work it out. So we have 1 that will substitute into x to the third power. So it's going to replace x to the third power. So it's going to be 6 times. So 1 to the third power is 1 over 3 minus 6. So this one also is 1 power 4, which is 1 over 4. Minus 0 because, so we're going to do minus this number here, which is 0. So that will give us what? So 0, 0. So, of course, this one is going to give us 0. Okay? So 6 times 1/3. So that will give us what? So that will give us 2, correct? Because we're dividing 6 by 3. And then minus 6 times 1/4, which is going to give us 3 over 2. Now we can combine them together and see what we're going to get. So the lowest common denominator, of course, is 2 here. So it's going to be 2 by 2 is 4. 4 minus 3, which is 1. So it's 1 over 2, which is a half. All right? So again, you have 2 as the lowest common denominator. So you're going to have to adjust the numerator here. So by multiplying that by 2, so that gives you 4. And 4 minus 3 is 1 over 2. So the mean here is equal to 1 over 2. All right? So now we're going to go ahead and then find the variance, which is this one here. Okay? So let's set it up first. So that'd be x minus half because the mean is half. Okay? Then squared times f is, again, 6x minus 6x squared, then dx. All right? So that's how we set up our variance, following the formula here. So you're not doing anything else for now, just following the formula so far. Okay? So then we got some work to do inside there. So that means we got to work this one out. We got to develop it. We got to expand it. So it's x minus 1 over 2 squared. So it's like you have a minus b squared. So that gives you a squared minus 2 times ab plus b squared. So we're going to apply that. So it's going to give us x squared minus twice x times a half. So that gives us negative x and then plus 1 over 2 squared, that gives us what? A quarter. Then we just rewrite this one here, dx. Okay? So now we have two functions here that we can do what to it. Now we can multiply. Okay? So we can, multiply them up and distribute. Okay? So we're using the distributive principle, which is this one, with that. So x squared times 6x is going to give us what? It's going to give us 6x to the third power, okay? And then x squared times negative 6x squared is going to give us what? Minus 6x to the fourth power. All right, so that's for the first one. And then we just continue. So this one now is going to give us minus 6x squared plus 6x to the third. So great for the second one. And then last but not least, so quarter times 6 over x, so plus, so 6, so it's going to give us 6 over 4x, and 6 over 4x, we can simplify that as a 3 over 2 x, and then minus the same thing then, minus 3 over 2, then x squared. Okay? Then we'll be able to take it dx. Now, here we are. Now that means we are able now to do what? To work out the integrals of each of these now. Okay? So the first one, 6 times x4 over 4. All right? Second one, minus 6 power x5 over 5. Then minus 6 x3 over 3. Are you with me? Okay, you following? This is not difficult for now, okay? This is just like we're going at it. And then the next one, plus 6 x4 over 4 plus 3 over 2 x2 over 2 minus 3 over 2 x3 over 3. And do not forget, it's 0 to 1. Okay? So far, so good. So now we'll be able to work all these out and see what we get. So this is equal to then 6 times 1 over 4, because now we substituted 1 inside. So that gives us 1 to 4 power, which is 1, and 1 over 4, which is 1 over 4. And then minus 6 then, 1 over 5, minus 6, 1 over 3, plus 6, 1 over 4, plus 3 over 2, 1 over 2, and then minus 3 over 2, 1 over 3. Then minus 0 because of the 0 that we still have over there. Okay, because of 0, we actually also go into each of these, and then that will give us just 0. So we don't need to do anything about it, just to put the 0 there. So now once we come here, so this one, so 6 times a quarter, okay, that'll give us 3 over 2, because you can simplify. 6 times 1 over 5 minus 6 over 5, minus 6 times 1/3. We can simplify that one. That'll give us 2, because 6 divided by 3, that will give us 2. And then plus 6 times a quarter, which is also 3 over 2, plus 3 over 2 times 1 over 2. So multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 by 2 is 4. And then minus this one crossed out, so we have 1 over 2. Okay? So this is what we have so far. And then we got to combine now. So we can combine 3 over 2 and 3 over 2. That'll give us what? 6 over 2. And 6 divided by 2 is going to give us 3. So it's just a 3. So that'll be 3 minus the 2 here. Then minus 6 over 5 plus 3/4 minus 1 over 2. Okay? So what would that give us? That would give us 3 minus 2, which is 1, minus 6, so these two, minus 6 over 5 plus 3/4 minus 1 over 2. Okay? So that's what we have so far. And then we can just finish it up here. Let's just put it here and then finish it up. So what's happening here? So we got fractions here, right? So 5 and 4 are the denominators. So what can we do? We can find the lowest common denominator, which is 20. And then 20 times 1 is going to give us 20. Minus 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 20 divided by 4, which is 5. 5 times 3, which is 15. Minus 20 divided by 2, which is 10. 10 times 1, which is 10. And then the whole thing over 20. So we end up with 20 minus 24, which is negative 4. Negative 4. So we can do negative 4 and negative 10, which is negative 14. 15 minus 14, which is 1. Okay? So it's 1 out of 20. So your variance is 1 out of 20. So variance equals to 1 out of 20. Okay? So once we get that now, we can now find the standard deviation. So I'm just going to come here for space. So the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. And then we end up having square root of 1 over 20. And then that's the same thing as 1 over square root of 20. And square root of 20 is the same thing as, so 20 is 4 times 5. Square root of 4, which is 2. So it's going to be 2 square root of 5 here. So we can keep that. So this will be our standard deviation. So we have our mean, which is 1 over 2. Variance, which is 1 over 20. And then standard deviation, which is 1 over 2 square root of 5. All right?